Introducing John, a man who has formed an unusual bond with his showerhead. Every morning, still half asleep, he stumbles into his bathroom for a unique ritual. The water bursts forth, courtesy of his cherished showerhead, at an ideal pressure, a perfect blend of hot and cold. This is more than just an average morning routine. As the water cascades, John shares his deepest fears, loftiest dreams, and heartfelt confessions. He whispers to the showerhead, "You, my dear, are my silent confidant, the only one who truly understands." His filled with wit, humor, and a dash of romance echo off the tiles. They discuss life, love, and the soothing power of the perfect water pressure. But all too soon, the water marking the end of their secret conversation, and John must once again face the harsh realities of his day, eagerly anticipating his next encounter with the showerhead. However, as the water ceases, so does their clandestine dialogue, leaving John to confront the stark reality of his day, yearning for his next rendezvous in the... Now you may be wondering, what about John's human family? Well, allow me to illustrate a snapshot of the typical family life. John's wife, a captivating woman with a heart as warm as the Sunday roast she prepares so affectionately. 2 kids, a duo of spirited cherubs, infuse their home with joy and occasional disagreements. A regular family leading a regular life, or so it seems. But as he settles the breakfast table, the scent of his wife's cooking wafting in the air can't help but parallel it to the steam of his morning shower. The way the water, heated to perfection, cascades down his body, a sensation more enticing than any meal his wife could serve. His thoughts bring a sour taste to his mouth, but he can't help it. He's infatuated, not by his wife's culinary prowess, but by the charm of his beloved. Martha, his pet name for the showerhead. At this point, John, ensnared in his thoughts, begins to craft a possible scheme against his wife. He starts to contemplate how he could tactfully arrange for his wife to stumble upon his secret infatuation. He speculates methods to make her accidentally discover his concealed love for Martha, hoping she would be so appalled that she might leave him, freeing him to pursue his passion without guilt. Then there are the children. Their voices a symphony of juvenile vitality. It's music to John's ears, but recently, it's been eclipsed by another melody. The soft hum from Martha, a sound so calming it makes the symphony of his children's chatter appear like a cacophony. Yet he treasures these moments with his family. The shared laughter, the shared meals, even the shared squabbles. They're fragments of a life he's established, a life he's accountable for. But as he observes his family from across the breakfast table, he's agonized by the absurdity of his circumstance. He's trapped in an unconventional love triangle, a man, his family, and a showerhead he calls Martha. It's a ridiculous predicament, one that would incite laughter in anyone, but for John, it's far from comical. It's a predicament that leaves him restless at night, a question that invades his every conscious moment. But can a man truly abandon his family for a showerhead named Martha? John grapples with this absurd question. As the days march on, John's bizarre attachment to his showerhead only strengthens. This isn't your typical love story, is it? It's as if John has unearthed a hidden dimension within his bathroom, a realm where his showerhead reigns supreme. His mornings have been utterly transformed. The bathroom transcended its mundane purpose of mere hygiene. It has morphed into his sanctuary, his secret hideaway, and shockingly, his dining room. Yes, that's correct, folks. John's time with his showerhead has spiraled out of control to the point of sharing meals together. Imagine this. John, seated cross-legged on the chill bathroom tiles, slurping spaghetti as the showerhead serenades him with its rhythmic rush. It's a spectacle that would baffle even the most experienced plumber. But this strange infatuation birthed a thunderous internal tempest. A whirlwind of emotions torment John. Guilt, a burdensome stone, weighs heavy on his heart every time he glances at unwitting wife. Confusion, a tangled mess, twists his insides every time he interacts with his children. He's pulled between his familial obligations and his showerhead. His wife, a beacon of patience and understanding, is growing increasingly suspicious of his peculiar conduct. Similarly, his children begin to innocently question his extended bathroom retreats. Their naive interrogations only add to the crushing weight of John's guilt. He feels as though he's being sucked into a whirlpool of his own creation, spiraling further into this vortex of absurdity. This unusual relationship is causing ripples in the calm pond of his family life. Yet he can't seem to resist the mesmerizing pull the shower head. Its shiny chrome finish, the gentle patter of its spray, the way it melodically serenades him as water cascades down. It's a siren song that has ensnared John completely. Simultaneously, a dark plan begins to take shape in John's mind, further intensifying his internal struggle. The is intensifying, folks. Our man John finds himself ensnared in an unprecedented love triangle. A man, his family, his clandestine plan, and his showerhead. A predicament that would perplex even the most seasoned of therapists. John realizes that he must make a decision, and soon, as the tension within his family mounts and his dark plan looms ominously on the horizon, finally the day arrived when John no longer wished to avoid the truth. His heart was caught between his family and his showerhead. It was a conflict as archaic as time itself, a classic love triangle. Only this time, one point of the triangle was a gleaming bathroom accessory. He stood reflecting in the mirror, the steam from the shower fogging up the glass. His reflection stared back at him, almost mocking the absurdity of his predicament. He turned to face the showerhead. This was it, the moment of reckoning. "Listen," he began, his voice echoing off the tiled walls. "We've had some good times, you and I. You've stood by me through highs and lows, through hangovers and frigid mornings, but..." His gaze was fixed on the shiny showerhead. "But I have a family," he continued, his voice barely a sound. "They're in the way. As much as I love our time together, I must eliminate the distraction." The showerhead glistened under the bathroom lights. The silence was overpowering. John could almost feel the chill of its nozzle, the ideal water pressure it offered. He swallowed hard, his throat dry despite the dampness in the room. "We can still be friends," said, trying to infuse some lightness in the air. Just friends who shower together, nothing more." He turned the shower knob, and the water stopped. He left the bathroom, his heart heavy with the weight of his decision. As he walked into the living room, the sound of his children's laughter filled the air. His wife smiled at him, her eyes full of love. But that night, everything changed. And so, John acted upon his decision, eradicating the only obstacle in his path to true love. And the showerhead? Well, it's still there, offering the perfect water pressure as always. Only now, it's no longer just a bathroom fixture, it's his spouse.